it's not me too forever. But she won't rush me. Ask anybody what's up with me. Rolling but off.
It's the NFL on EA Sports. And the question is, are you ready?
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Here is Tua Tagovailoa heading out to lead this Miami offense.
You want to talk about a driven player partner.
Throwing to start here is Tua. Out left side here to Bryant. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 3. On the ground, this is Devon Achane. Shrugs him off. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 19 carries, 79 yards, and a touchdown.
In a perfect world, they'd run the ball the same way they did last week, but against the #1 rush defense in the league, they're going to have to find a different way to move the ball. Maybe they start throwing it early and come back to the run.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. And that is incomplete. When you look at this defense, and this unit, very tough to throw against. Currently 2nd best in the NFL.
And this unit knows exactly where they rank. They're #2 against the pass in the NFL. You know they have their sights set on being #1, looking for a big game today.
Tua once again here on 2nd and 10. And he can't escape, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's a really difficult task.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away. This is taken at the 15. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They're led by the #1 overall pick of the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting on a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. This defense for the Dolphins, they were excellent in that win over the 49ers last week.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I'd have to say a very solid performance.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 17 yards there on 3rd down as they pick up a 1st and 10. That's the #2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be #2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be #1.
There he goes, right side. And they rattle off a big one. 48 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions, they're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other, and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover him. That type of indecision can open up even more big plays.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. The sack recorded. It's a loss of 5, and now it's 2nd down. From the gun, it's Lawrence. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Hernandez. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. You got a young quarterback. Maybe that's just an example of a growing pain for him.
I think you're right about that, because when the game starts to move fast and it moves quickly on him, a lot of times they fall back on what they know best, their arm. He's slinging it on this one. Had a wide open target, but didn't have the proper footwork to increase his accuracy.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So Miami coming out for their second drive. 3-2, their record through the first 5 games of the year as they got the victory last week. It's still early, just October, but what have you seen from these guys so far?
Well, what I've seen is a team that's still figuring out all their pieces, because they've got some new faces from a year ago, add in some new draft picks. Sometimes it takes a month or so before you really start to gel as a team, and for those players to figure out their roles. But right now, I see them starting to elevate.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. On 2nd down, a run by Achane. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
On 1st down, back to Achane. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 5. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the 2nd quarter, as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The Miami 1st down, that one going for a gain of 11. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of there where all the big boys are. Make him make someone miss in the open field.
Now a 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The good signal calls will never go back in the huddle and play the blame game, because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another 1st down.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the 1st down.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10, as they've got things rolling on this drive. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make 2nd down, 2nd and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Tua completing this to Waddle. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Throwing is Tagovailoa on 3rd down here. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Now a toss right side. HN with it. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you.
Touchdown, Dolphins! Jalen Waddle, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins have taken the lead. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated it on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Now Cade York for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So that one a 13-play drive in total. And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their 2nd drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. On 2nd down, a run with Etienne. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
So they look like maybe his 3rd or his 4th read on his progression. Just trying to find his outlet man that time. Ends up leading him just a bit too much.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Jalen Waddle running out, and that means that the Dolphins ready for another drive on offense. Previous series, definitely a focal point. 3 catches, the touchdown grab. As a DB, your former DB, is there a number of catches on a drive you're like, oh, he got the best of us?
I'm not sure there's a number, but there's a great feel. And what he did on the last drive, yeah.
Especially with a touchdown.
Yes.
You're never happy.
You're exactly right. The way he capped it off, so you feel that at the sideline, and now you're looking at your buddies and saying, okay, what are we going to do to take things away from him? Because I'm not sure the other guys can make those sort of plays, so let's make sure that we don't let him get going again.
And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something...
looking for Waddle, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell. And they'll take over inside the 45 at the 44-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Now Lawrence on first down. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Now Lawrence going to get his guys to go quickly. Throwing on second and long. Lawrence under pressure, and they got to him again. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with a 7-3 lead, we'll see how aggressive they want to be. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Now this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. Up at the 29 now, they'll head to the line, second and a yard. Now Tua. Out route to Hill, complete. And Hill is going to have a Dolphins first down as he'll get this up to the 32. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. From the 32 now, here's first and 10. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. He's going to drop this underneath to Mostert. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down. Tua, the final shot before half. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll begin up at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte, where it was the Panthers who were able to come away with the home victory. Deontay Hardy, 100 yards receiving on the nose and a touchdown catch as well. From there, let's head over to Minneapolis to check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And it was the visiting San Francisco 49ers that come in and get the victory. Christian McCaffrey, what a game. 3 touchdown runs in the victory. Finally, we head to the shores of Lake Erie, see what's going on with the Cleveland Browns. And things didn't work out for them as they fall to the visiting Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts, excellent in the victory as his guys run their mark to 4-2 on the year. We were certainly treated to an entertaining first half. Both these teams with some high points and maybe a couple of low points as well. So it's going to be a question of who can be the most disciplined team going forward.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. So a 4-point game here as we get set to resume action in this third quarter of play. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. This offense ready to go to begin this third quarter. But Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Jalen Phillips able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
Oh, man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Off of play action, Tagovailoa. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10. A give left side. Here's Achane. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Here's Tua. Incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on 3rd down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Now here's the Omaha offense getting set to go now. Yeah, with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally because they've done all of nothing offensively in this game, yet they still find themselves in a position on this drive where a touchdown can give them the lead. They need to take advantage of it.
Yeah, they're still looking for that first touchdown here in the 3rd quarter. All they have so far, the field goal. But now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. 3rd quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up. Here's Lawrence. This one complete to Christian Kirk. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
I have to think a major focus at a halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the 1st level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the 2nd level.
They'll bring a tight end in motion left. They'll run with Etienne. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Dolphins offense returning to the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Still a few inches short of a 1st down as they come up now on 2nd down. Tua sets up to pass it. Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. And they will finally bring this run back to an end, but not before he's down inside the 5-yard line at the 4. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
Etienne is not going to get a whole lot, maybe a yard down to the 3. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal. Play action. It's Lawrence. And it's caught. Touchdown. Luke Farrell, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bulls have taken the lead here in the final seconds of the 3rd quarter.
This is where, as a tight end, you've got to really sell that this is a run. They're going to fake the give, hope the linebackers bite, and here they do just enough. That split second, that's all it takes for that tight end to leak out into the end zone. Touchdown.
On here, Brandon McManus for the point after. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Throw left side taken in by Hill. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. This 2nd and 4. Back now here on EA Sports. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these 2 teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A run straight ahead with Achane. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36. Ball on the 36 now. Here's a 2nd and 9. Looking to pass. Tua. There's a short throw taken in by Bryant. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This will be 3rd and 6. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert. Good contain, no gain on the screen, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And I know that one didn't work out the way they thought, but I don't think it was a bad time to call this play. You're thinking on 3rd down, you might possibly see some pressure. You might see a blitz. So they tried to set up the screen, but that one was well read, and they stopped them for no gain.
Now here's the Omaha offense getting set to go now. A little less than 4 minutes remaining, and the margin for error is small with this slim lead. Operate within your 4-minute offense here, Charles?
Definitely. And remember, the 4-minute offense doesn't always correspond to what's up on the clock. What they need to do is play a little bit of keep away right now. Run the clock down. Make sure their opponent doesn't get the ball back. Their dream scenario, get enough 1st downs and make them eat up their timeouts so the game ends when you're kneeling down with the football.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
And when you're in a 1-score game in the 2nd half, now's not the time to force the football to places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
That is caught. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. A new set of downs after a strong pickup of 16 yards. Big hook up there, forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Running out of the gun with Etienne. And getting this just shy of midfield, will spot it at the 49.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line. I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Another tote for ETN. And some room to work. Down the left sideline. And he's all the way down to the 6-yard line. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. And they'll run with ETN. And this time they were ready for him as he's taken down at the line of scrimmage. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Travis Etienne, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Bulls are able to build on to their 4th quarter lead.
And that right there is the definition of a statement drive. You're in the 4th quarter, trying to get to the finish line, and here they were able to hold the ball for a long time and move it down the field. And how about them finishing it off with the touchdown run? Winning football 101, check that box.
Extra point from McManus is good, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Set to return, here's Raheem Mostert. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So Tua and the Dolphins down by 10, just over a minute 40 to play. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out. Tua. That's swung out to Mostert. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Second down, 8 yards to go. Throwing Tua. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. Now Tua. And the pressure gets there, and Tua is going to be taken down. No choice but to go. Here's 4th down now. Here's Tua. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with the football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now, boy, the ball's going to go over on downs here inside the 10-yard line. Omaha's offense back out for another series. And now following the desperation turnover on downs, they're set up with a 1st and goal to go. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the 4th. Lawrence to a knee, and that will write a finish to this one. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned,